Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Minecraft on the JFS. I'm here to do one final video here on Season 5. Yes, the season is resetting. We're moving on. It's been around about 3.5 years this map's been online, and we're ready for a clean slate, a fresh start, and everyone's come and done their sort of goodbye videos and their build tours and stuff, so I figured I would do the same and just kind of ramble on for a bit about the few things I've built here on this map. Haven't really got any plans for this video, but that kind of encompasses the season overall, right? I'm not going to miss Season 5. I'll talk a little bit more about that and sort of future plans at the end, but yeah, this isn't going to be a very long tour because I didn't really do much on this season, unfortunately. But that's fine. That's fine, you know. We just did, a few days ago, we did a group server tour. And that was fun.
Very cool redstone that Killer made for the slime shop.
Now this is very good because it's idiot proof.
Yeah, that is cool. Yeah,
I will demonstrate.
I don't think that's necessarily true.
Well, it was idiot proof when I did it before. I tried to break it. I tried to break it before and it was not breaking, and now it's broke.
That's actually impressive.
How did that happen?
Muck broke it. Muck broke it.
What the hell?
I fixed it.
I'm out of here. I did record that, but to be honest, you know, it's going to be nearly the identical footage you would see on Shorston's video, Dennis's video, or Red Star's VOD. But yeah, if you want to go see that, go check out their videos. It's just the same stuff, really, that I would have shown. But I am going to come on here and I'm going to take a look around and just, yeah, say goodbye. So we're starting off here at spawn, right? Spawn was an interesting one because I was very excited for this spawn. When I saw the seed and I thought, oh, where am I? I'm stuck on a rat's tail. When I saw the shape of spawn and sort of in this valley surrounded by tall mountains, it was just with the cliffs and caves and cliff update. So this was all new and exciting in terms of terrain. I thought this was going to be a really cool spawn, and I don't think it's terrible by any means, but I think it's sort of missed the mark in terms of what it could have been. I don't know. It's a funny thing, this spawn. It's like, weirdly, I might even say I prefer Season 4. And I was not a fan of Season 4 spawn. Anyway, but I have got a bit of a tradition on the JFS, which is to build a castle. I know it's not a particularly inventive thing to build. Everyone builds castles in Minecraft, but for me, I always think back to my Season 3 castle at spawn, and it's such a nice build, probably my favourite build I've done, just in terms of not the aesthetics of it, but just the memories of it and all the things that lined the walls and the various pranks and everything around it means a lot to me, not necessarily the build itself. So I figured I should continue that and build another castle at spawn. I did build a castle in Season 4, but that was at Morge World, so sort of similar but not exactly the same. So yeah, my plan for starting on this season was build a castle at spawn. There's a zombie. No, never mind. And I did, and here it is. So as I say, Cliffs and Cave had just come out, so we had a new calcite block, and I was really keen to build not your typical grey castle. You've got tons of stone blocks to have grey colour schemes, or dark colours. Could have used the deep slate as well, I suppose. But I thought, let's go for a white castle. That will stand out, and I think it does. I'm really happy with how this turned out with the exterior. It's actually something that was a bit different for me in terms of I didn't build much of it. Well, that's a lie. I built sections of it in creative just to sort of get the style down, but I didn't build the whole thing. And so it was refreshing for me to see it all come together here on the server rather than just copying it block for block from a creative world. And I think in that regard, it was a huge success because that could have turned out horribly wrong. Like, imagine, I don't know, messing up something with this and then all that sort of out of whack and it just all looks wrong. Whereas it all kind of flows together, and I like the shape of the castle. Try to get in some round elements, domes, and the flying buttresses. Oh, I love a flying buttress, I do. So really happy with how it turned out on the outside. I really like these bits as well. Sort of gives it that almost like a wedding cake, like a tiered structure, and kind of meshes it quite nicely into the surroundings. It kind of sits quite neatly. It kind of feels like it belongs in the terrain around it rather than just clearing the terrain out to make space for it, if you know what I mean. So yeah, very happy with how it turned out in that regard. Interior wise, that's where this music. I love Minecraft music, but it's just too loud. Actually, this is goodbye. Interior wise, not as successful, unfortunately. Had lots of plans, did some of the plans, but a little bit lacking. You know, like go inside. No, I wanted a really harsh change to sort of earthy, warm, woody tones. So I just shoved wood everywhere, you know. And I like some of it. I like the walls, the dark oak trapdoors for these walls. Kind of does look like a castle interior. And it's going to have loads of statues of myself everywhere because I'm a big egotistical fiend. But yeah, go into the storage room. It's kind of all right. It's kind of lame looking tank, and there's just bits all over the place that are unfinished or yeah, look naff. The thing that I really wanted, and the bit that, as I say, I liked most about the Season 3 castle and base is that it had a lot of memories, and that's what I wanted here. And maybe because of server activity, maybe because I just didn't try hard enough, I don't know. But this place doesn't give me that nice, warm, happy vibe that I get from Season 3, the Season 3 castle. You know, for example, this stuff, right? This is really stupid. This is a really stupid, ugly picture of me, right? It's meant to be my face, but all messed up. And, you know, if someone were to look at that, they'd be like, that's just whatever, that's just nothing. But to me, because we put a name and a date, this is now a memory. This is a memory to me. This is when me, Naxa, and I think Lemons was there. We were just messing around and ended up making this stupid version of my face with messed up blocks. It's so insignificant, but as soon as you date it, that's suddenly a memory to me. And now I can think back to that and be like, oh yeah, that was the time we messed around on the server. And I was really hoping to have more of that here, and it just didn't really happen. This was meant to be an armory. This was kind of my original little hobbit hole with some stuff, original tools, things like that. Some quick farms set up. But yeah, this was all meant to be temporary, of course, and it just ended up staying there. What do we have up here? We have some farms. Got a balcony up there. This whole side of the tower, I mean, look, it hasn't even got windows, for goodness sake. Oh, my mud farm? Yeah. Yeah, it just didn't work out on the inside, but that's fine. You know, I'm at least I'm glad that it looked good from the outside, so it didn't wreck spawn in that regard. As a big, ugly, unfinished castle. What's up here? Up here is my giant chicken. That's right, this was part of a little treasure hunt I did for Red Star. See, this is great. This is great. I mean, I don't know what I actually plan to have. Oh, I'm falling. Never mind. What's here? This is bulk storage. It's not very successful there. And that was it. And yeah, like this little rotunda bit, this was meant to be a library. Imagine this kind of, you know, lined with bookshelves and enchanting, and instead it just says chummy. What a disappointment. What a disappointment. Dang indeed. Ugh. Anyway. Yeah. And that's kind of really the only thing I built at spawn, if I'm being honest with you. I think I had room for a shop somewhere over here. Yeah, so there's meant to be a shop here. Whoa. Muckluck shoppy goes here. Where? Good question. I think it was going to be sort of an all-in-one shop. I was going to try and sell nearly every block in the game, or every useful block you could buy. And actually, you'll see in my other base, you'll see where I started to stockpile that. Never really turned out. I think maybe a bit too ambitious for a shop. Just stick to a few items, Joe. You know, don't try and do a killer in season 3. Was it season 2? Yeah, I think he had a huge shop. Anyway, so yeah, castle, great. What else? Oh yeah, this little thing down here. Although I wouldn't even really consider this a proper build. It was more just like a jokey prank thing, but... And it doesn't even make any sense now because this originally said... what did it say? Tough... No. Was it this even? I've actually forgot. Basically, it was meant to be a pun. Tough something, and I made tough muck, or yeah, I made tough muck, and I was selling heads and tough head blocks. Anyway, yes. What else at spawn? That's probably it. I mean, I helped Naxa build this giant mushroom up here. I can't even remember why we did this. Was it for some unlockable thing? Did we put a sign for this? Was it to unlock elytras? Oh, who knows. There's Mount Bugaboo. Like, I did a bit of terraforming to make this path up to Mount Bugaboo. But that's about it. So I just think, you know, our idea for spawn being this mixture of bases and shops to make it more useful kind of made it the worst of both. Like, it's a bad shop town and it's a bad spawn. But we tried, you know, we tried different things. Now we know. Now we know not to do that again. If you don't know, or if you don't try, you don't know. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, I think we should move on to really the only other thing I built on this on this season, which is my main base. So my main base idea for this season was to have a big dwarven mine. I don't know what you'd really want to call it, but in my head I was thinking big circular pit filled with different tiers, filled with different bridges, all different levels, farms, everything, the whole shebang. But as you can see, I didn't even get far enough to build a tunnel to it. So I think this is one of those situations where oh, okay, just too ambitious of a project. Like, as you'll see, too much space. I mean, you already know this, right? If you've seen in my previous videos, this gigantic hole in the ground. Let's get a good aerial shot of this. A gigantic hole in the ground, going down, got some tiered levels, but just so much stuff everywhere. Storage, shulker boxes, moss farms. And I had all this spider spawners. Things where it got burned, apparently. But then I'd end up with all this space, like all these meant to be doorways into what? Like, what's going to go here? What on earth would you need a base of this size for? Like, the one thing I did get done here, and I am quite proud of, is my automated storage system. It's nothing new in terms of redstone designs. It's the same old redstone hopper filter thing, but I just did it. Well, I don't know how many this is. Maybe a couple hundred times, probably even a bit more than that, just to get all the really useful things auto sorted when I put it in the shulkers down there. So this was cool, and it did work. Like, it did sort things, but you know, once you do this, I don't love this design either. I think this kind of looks quite bad. But yeah, like, it's all well and good having a storage system, but you got to have the rest of the base to go with it, right? So, and even with that storage system, you can't filter every item in the block. So there were still manual elements. Oh yeah, by the way, this is all the stuff I stockpiled for that shop. Where is it? Yeah, here we are. So complete shulker boxes full of lots of different things. I was working my way through. Oops, there we are. Working my way through most of the blocks. I got all these logs. Plant stuff, nature stuff. Yeah, there was tons. What else did I build here? A couple of farms. I did have my Mossatron 10,000. Look at this. Look at this. 5 moss farms connected with a crazy efficient amount of moss produced, which meant bone meal. Let's turn it on. Watch as it is now broken. It's working. Never mind, I'm a genius. Look at it go. Look at it all get washed. It's getting washed. And then look, watch the bone mill whiz past. Ready? Come on, bone mill. Okay, it's just warming up. That's all. It's just a few seconds to warm up. The bone meal will be here any second. There it is. Oh no, wait. No, never mind. It got refilled into that one. There it comes. It's gone. Great bone meal. So again, not an original design by any means. I'm not doing that, but very useful. Look at all these bone blocks. So many bone blocks. Very crappy. I mean, this is like a cactus farm from Alpha Minecraft. I don't know what the hell I was thinking there. Do you know what? Let's leave this running. No, it's going to break. Oh, who cares? The season... no, I'm going to turn it off. Really terrible tree farm over here. What was this? A flower farm? I think so. Does it have a lever? Did I build anything? Did I finish anything in this world? Whatever. This terrible thing over here which just jammed up immediately. Do not build these, folks. Do not build these nether tree farms. They're awful. And they will scar you. But look at the rest of this. It's disgusting. It's just a huge cave with nothing in it. Yeah, I'm really not happy with how this base turned out. Had a villager trading hall over here, but which was very successful. I'm rich, right? Rich with tools and diamond stuff, but doesn't really mean much when you haven't got anything to use all these resources on. So I'm sorry. Am I being really negative? I'm trying not to be too negative, but it's just the way it is. And also something I'm going to mention at the end, but kind of takes a bad season to realise what you need to do differently. Like, I don't know. I feel like I've learned a lot from this season. I feel a lot more optimistic about season 6 because of my laziness, my lack of creativity here. I don't know. The other thing I did build, which was a finished build, praise the Lord, hallelujah, Jeebus. If we just fly across this little bit of water over here, you'll see this right here is the 10 Yars Club. That's right, I'm saying Yars because it is very posh. The 10 Yars Club. And this is where members could come and sign up if they had been on the JFS as a member for, you guessed it, 9 years. No, 10 years. 10 years. Kind of meant to be like an old manor house type thing. Again, this was maybe when bricks were quite new, the mud brick blocks. Honestly, if I was to design this again, maybe a bit less brown. It's kind of like a big pile of dung. But I like the shape of it. Maybe just, switch up the colour palette a little bit. And I like the kind of ivy growing up the sides. I think this looks quite nice. Yeah. And I think the interior looks really good. I'm not very good at interiors. I never really have been very good with interiors, but whatever. Okay, I think the interior of this came out very well. We've got kind of the entranceway. You got here where you can sign up. Did Special sign up in the end? Yes, Special was here on day 2 of the server. Okay, fine. And then next it was the 28th of November 2014. Dakota, Dean, Boo, and then me. We'll be having some more soon, right? I think a lot of members joined in 2016, so next year I have to make another one. But yeah, sort of like, it's almost like a lodge, you know? Big fireplace, billiards table, bar. Yeah, very nice. Dining hall. Filled with food, actually. I don't want this. Let's take some nice food. Golden carrots for the end of the season, why not? Come out here, we've got a little sauna. Very nice. Oh, actually, no, this wasn't finished. Oh my god, I've just remembered this isn't even a finished build. Oh no. What's up here? What is this? I've actually forgot what I put here. Okay, a library. Oh, are these? I forgot I did this. Okay. I really want to use these more next season. And I want to actually have books stored. In season 3, was it? I think it was season 3. Lemons, the genius that he is, found a way to like export all the signs, like all the text that was on signs and the entire map into a document. And he did the same for books as well. And I think it was books anyway. Yeah. And it was really cool to be able to see that. like all the silly stuff written in books. I want to have that stored nicely next season. Anyway, it's not finished because I've just realised sleeping quarters open soon and I never did it. Oh, I've failed in everything. Oh, woe is me. Whatever. Let's just burn this place down. No, let's not. Let's just leave it. Let's sleep, actually. Oh, now is when I need... Joe, what? Let's finish the build. We're going to finish it live. Done. And sleep. That's how you can tell it's sleeping quarters, because I've slept here. Actually, no, wait. We really can finish this. I've got a painting in my... Why have I got this? I don't know, but... I don't like that one. Oh, hang on. It does... Yeah, wait. I need to do it a different way, don't I? I need to do it... I want one of the new paintings. I want one of the... atmospheric ones. Will this work? Oh, there was one I just missed it. For goodness sake, I feel like me and Nates are trying to get... Oh, that's a nice one. Trying to get the Donkey Kong one. Okay, that'll do. That's fine. All right, and build done. We can get rid of these signs. And the door, apparently. The 10 Years Club is complete. All right, then. Let's move on, shall we? So we've done this. We've done my main base. I actually think the only thing that I haven't shown... Is this really going to be it? Is it going to be Jiffyland? Did I do anything else this season? Wow, I don't think I did. I did have some other plans. I'm not even going to bother showing you though, because there was just literally nothing there. Joe, I'll talk about it as we head to Jiffyland. So one other build idea I had was I found an island very far out, and it was quite a plain island, which was good. Excuse me. No, do not. Yeah, it's a very plain island, and what I wanted to do was clear everything off the island that was from Minecraft after, I don't know, version 1, right? I wanted this to be... Was it version 1 that was out of the beta? I think it was. So maybe even before then. But I wanted to make a Minecraft island where if you put on a texture pack for the old Minecraft textures, it would look like you were in old Minecraft, that there'd be no new blocks. And I was going to call it Alpha Island, I think, and it was just going to be a place that you could go to and disconnect from all the new stuff added in Minecraft. And you could just go and remember those innocent times where you were playing Minecraft for the very first time. Of course, there would be phantoms and things like that that would get in the way, but it was an idea I had. I think I actually did clear out the island, but never got any further with it. I think there was things too close, so you'd well, actually no, you'd need the render distance down a lot anyway to get some fog. But that was another project I was thinking about. What else was there? I helped out on a few other people's things, like very, very small amounts, that is. I know I added something in Max's base when he asked for some people to come and guest build. But yeah, apart from that, it was here. Is where I spent most of my time otherwise. Not that side. This side. Jiffyland, the games district. And that's just something, I can't shake it, right? I just love the minigame thing. That was my main project, I would say, in Season 4. And it ended up being a significant project here in Season 5 for me as well. So probably the same for Season 6, but it all happened actually quite late. Dennis said this in the group tour, but I think this was all like in the span of about a year that this all was really built, because otherwise it would have just been green fields and a couple of... Did we have anything here? I don't really think we did. But yeah, we ended up with Jiffyland, which I think Red Star came up with a name for. And it's got, you know, sort of like a circus tent. And then your typical theme park stuff going on. You know, you buy a ticket from me. Look at the big map. And it looks pretty good, I would say, for the short amount of time that it was worked on. Got Shorstin selling some popcorn. I'm not going to show every build here, just quickly show the things I worked on. I built a King of the Ladder. I'm not actually sure this was ever played, but a very easy build. What the hell are they? Oh, they're chickens. Bloody hell. Those new textures really throw me off. I say a very simple build. Doing this swirly colour pattern was a right pain in the backside, but I actually think it looks really good. Like, for getting this many colours in a spiral pattern. I mean, yeah, look at the map and it's like, yeah, that is a spiral. So this was me. Let's go over. Let's go over. Oh, here we've got Jeffenheimers, which we did play once. You know, I built it to be played, which was good. Who Does Monkeys Fear? A classic. There it is, kind of copied straight from season 3. And this was fun. This was a fun game show to play. Team Max Mawkins versus Team Dennis Flux. And I do believe Max Mawkins thrashed Team Dennis Flux. Team Dennis Flux needs to sort it out. I did not build this. This was Dennis's build. I did start to build a roller coaster. Now, it wasn't just a roller coaster for no reason at all. It was actually going to be a mini game. It was going to be sort of a quick reflexes. I don't know what you'd really call it. Quick response, where you had to shoot targets or archery blocks along the way to move the track into place. Otherwise, you'd fall down and die. You know, maybe have some lava at the bottom. Make it spicy. But yeah, it's meant to be that. You know, you're going on the ride. You're shooting the blocks and you're carrying on through. But now that we've got the experimental minecart features, which I think we're going to have turned on for season 6, and that means you can actually do jumps and crazy stuff in minecarts. This could be a whole lot better. Like, you could actually have airborne sections and super fast sections and goodness knows what. So yeah, kind of a good thing I didn't finish this, because I could do it a lot better if I was to do it again. This pyramid was also me. This was a game called Hot Headed. You must be at least this tall to ride. Let me just double check. Yeah, I'm good. I'm good. This was a game that was also never played. That I built. Because... Oh, it's broke as well. That's no good. Because I stupidly thought that... well, let me explain it first. Again, I need to be clear. This was not a custom build. I just copied this off of a YouTube video, I think. All this redstone. It was not me. But again, it was meant to be sort of like a reflexes thing where... Is this going to break it or is it going to fix itself? Uh-oh. I think I broke it. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, that's sad. Yeah, this is definitely broke. So, let's just say goodbye to this stupid server, this stupid season. It's meant to be that these things would light up and then the pistons would push up these half slabs and you get pushed into fire. So these were meant to be on fire. That's why it's called hot-headed. And you'd slowly take damage. So the more you missed, like moving out of the way of the moving blocks, the more you take damage. But yeah, I didn't realise that you can't burn the bottom of blocks. Like, I did not know that. I thought you could burn the bottom of blocks, but no. So we would have needed to have some sort of game rule turned on, like an admin command to make this work, which wouldn't have been an issue, but I just never got around to actually asking anyone to do it, so it never got played. I'm really annoyed it broke, though. Come on. Come on, work. I hate you. Die. What else did I build? This thing. Another build, which did not get played. Are you seeing a pattern here? This is the Lair of Luck. And I talked about this quite a lot in the few episodes that I made here on Season 5. But this was it's pretty much a board game, right? It's a board game built in Minecraft. Where... based on the board game Diamant, or Diamant. It's got another name, I think, in America. I can't remember what it's called. but you basically go around and it's sort of a risk versus reward game. You encounter things along the way, hazards, and it's like after a certain amount of hazards you might lose the game, but as long as you keep going you might get treasure. So you can keep risking it until you want to escape back to the camp and bank your winnings. But you know, you're meant to go around in the circle, and I actually think it is quite a good implementation, because in the actual board game you have all these cards and you slowly pull out the cards and make a big long chain of a cave. So I was thinking like, oh, how could you do that in Minecraft? You can't just have infinite space to pull out new rooms. So I made it into a circle, which resets every time, which I thought was quite clever. And it's all there. The redstone is all here. It just never got played. To be honest though, I'm kind of glad it never got played. I actually don't think, as much as I just said it was quite a clever implementation of the game, I'm not sure it actually would have worked very well in Minecraft. I think it would have been a bit too complicated, and some things just don't need to be made into Minecraft games. Some things can just stay as a board game, right? So here's all the redstone for it. That being said, I've got an idea for a board game that I could make into Minecraft for next season, so hopefully that one will work a lot better. Is there a bed down here? There is. Okay, we're almost reaching the end of my builds on Season 5. We've got a couple more to go. One of them was... well, I say a couple more, it might just be one more. But is it just hole in the tooth? Maybe it's just hole in the tooth. Oh, I built Fishy Joe's as well, but only because Shorstin built it first. Another callback to Season 3. Fishy Joe's, over 1 million poplars served. You can pick them, you can lick them, you can chew them, you can stick them. If you promise not to sue us, you can shove one up your nose. Let's shove one. Oh my god, I didn't even rename them to poplars though. Shame on me. Shame on me. Okay. Yeah, hole in the tooth was the other thing I built. Which I love, like, this is from Season 3 as well. Built it here, I built it Season 3, built it Season 4. Built it here on Season 5, where it's, you know, the third iteration, so it's hole in the threeth rather than teeth. I will be making a hole in the fourth because I feel like I need to. But I love how, like, it's such a stupid name, right? Such a stupid name, but now people are like, oh, let's go play some hole in the teeth. It's actually become a thing, which I think is kind of cool. But yeah, it's kind of a bit like Family Fortunes, Family Feud in a way. We have to think of the most common answers for a category. And we did have a very, very short game of this at the end of the server tour, thanks to Red Star. It's just a bit of a simple, it's an easy one, right? People know how to play it quite quickly, so I think that's why it works, and I will be building it again on Season 6. Okay, that might be it now. Isn't that kind of sad though? So let's just wrap up. Let's wrap up with Season 5. As I've mentioned, it wasn't my season. And I think that's the case for a lot of people. I'm not going to, let's not beat around the bush. I think it was a bit of an unsuccessful season if we were looking at them that way. We're sort of ranking them. But, as I said earlier, I think in a way that's also kind of helped me and spurred me on, because it's made me realise things not to do next time. So let's just go over that, shall we? Things not to do. Build massive bases that you then have no idea how to finish and fill with things. That ain't going to happen next time. Maybe. Number 2, and here's something I've actually realised, even when kind of mocking up things for next season, is I just need to build more and think less. I think back to all the crap I built in Season 3 and Season 4 to an extent, and I think the reason I built so much, yeah, it's because I was making videos a lot more regularly. And who's to say what that will be like in terms of whether I'll be making a lot of videos. I'll definitely start making videos on Season 6, see how it goes from there. But I think the reason why I built so much in Season 3 is because maybe my standard of building was less, or maybe I just didn't care as much. But I kind of like that. Thinking back, it's like, yeah, don't worry too much about how something looks. We're not, this isn't a server that's meant to be a pro builder server, and your build's got to look crazy detailed and really impressive. It's good if they look impressive, But I think it's fine if things look okay, right? If you fill out places and you actually have the builds, which leads to the memories and it leads to the collaboration or whatever you do with it, that's the important part. So that's my main thing going into season 6 is think less, build more. Oh, that's good. That's good. That's going to be my motto for next season. Think less, build more. And yeah, just go with the flow, right? That's a good lesson. That's a good lesson in life, isn't it? Maybe I should become like a guru. Maybe I should write a book. How to play Minecraft. The Muckluck way. Maybe not. Anyway, so that's my plan. I have got ideas for themes and builds in mind already for next season. So I'm hopefully going to hit the ground running. I want to try and have a few different projects that I can ping pong. Don't ping pong them between in case I kind of, fancy a change of pace. But number one thing I think on my mind and a lot of other people's minds is trying to be a bit more collaborative. That doesn't necessarily mean building things with other people. That would be great. But just hanging out and enjoying Minecraft together, not treating it as a single player world on a multiplayer server. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to season 6. As I say, I'm going to definitely start off by making some videos. They might be, and here's a little warning for you, they might be really boring, right? They might be like season 3, where it's just I hit record and I ramble for 20 minutes and that's that. I'm making the videos for me, not for you watching. So, hey, if you enjoy watching them, I guess that's just a bit of a bonus. But think less, build more. That's it. Okay, and with that, I'm going to stop rambling. That has been my little goodbye video to season 5. Here is to the next season starting very soon to season 6. See you there, folks. Just jump down. Let's just go.
No. Oh my, he's gone.
Oh my god, look at this.
He's gone.
He jumped.
He jumped.
My god, I love those odds. Oh my goodness. Robe of Lamones.
Why are you reading like that?
Why am I reading it like that?
Lamones.
I don't really want to fiddle with this because I don't want to break it, but I just want to cut.
Okay, I'm off here now.
Justin, there's some shadows here. I think the green screen's going to go bad.
Don't worry about it.